Well, nothing amazing to report on the Farmall A here. I got the pump mounted. It's fastened down there. There's my little bolt setup. That holds the back end of the pump up and supports it, so it hopefully don't break this bracket here. So make a lever for the, or I'm sorry, a handle. I just have this a 5/16 bolt. I'll cut that head off. I'm going to thread it, put a knob on there, keep it nice and short so it's down out of the way. And then, but before I do that, I still want to I need to get the hydraulic line hooked up, mount the cylinder up here, and I might have to stick the mower deck under it and actuate it and make sure it's going to be able to lift the weight, and then I'll proceed. I'll make the knob, get the solenoid, and permanently get everything routed and mounted and wire loom on everything and looking good. So I don't have an alternator, I don't have my gauges, I don't have any switches. I'm a little tight on money this week. Last week really too. My stinking heater cost me a few bucks, a couple $100. We've had a couple issues with it, so pretty frustrating scenario. Unit's it's not even 2 years old, and we've had some issues with it, so that's got me a little financially strapped up right now. So I'm just trying to stay moving on some things. There's plenty to do anyhow, so without having to spend any real money. So next week or so, I'll get some funds recouped and be able to go ahead and get my alternator set up and everything. So, but that's what we're getting ready to get into today. I'm going to try and get the cylinder mounted over there and get a line to this thing, throw some power to it, make sure it's going to lift the weight. So that's what we're focusing on here, and try to do a video on that stuff today. Just come out here to my parts hoard. Got to grab, I can't remember, I want to put a ball on the back of the drawbar of the A, and I can't remember what bucket I have that in, but I got one of my other buckets down with all my knobs and things in there. So I need to find something to make a handle for the plow pump, for the pump on the A there, and I think these are all 3/8 threads, but nonetheless, that's what we're getting into out here now, trying to scrounge up some parts out of my little parts hoard there. Well, I'm pleased. It took me a few minutes. Some stuff I don't have enough of things, and some things I have out there are in very good specified categories, and then other things like these hitches I know I have 2 or 3 of them, but they don't warrant having a specific bucket or whatever for them to fit in. So I found them. I have a bucket labeled miscellaneous, and that's where I found my hitch. So that's really cool, and I was able to find not exactly what I was planning on, but nonetheless, we had purchased a box of old pool balls at a flea market. My wife found a big giant glass jar and put them all in as like a big giant version of marbles in a jar for one of them decoration things that women like to do. And this one didn't fit, so what I ended up doing was I drilled a hole in it, used a bolt coupler from the hardware store. That's a 5/16 fine thread, and just put him in there with a little bit of JB Weld and made a gear shift knob. I don't normally go for this kind of thing, but it seemed fun to do. I wanted to do it. I did it, and for my son's tractor, I just can't think of a better, a little big and oddball looking, but it'll be low down, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to pull this. So I'd like it to be low profile because I don't want it to be getting hung up on jackets and clothes and things like that. So like I say, I really kind of envisioned something a little more traditional, a little small black knob, but this is going to my son, and you know, this ain't traditional, and some of this other stuff is less than traditional or original. So I really, for as far as my son's concerned, I really couldn't think of a better application than to put on here, as I know he'll get a big kick out of it. So if everything works out, that's what we'll be using for our actuator lever knob. So I'm pretty tickled at the moment. I'm glad I found what I needed. Not a bad look. I better watch how much I play with this. I won't want to give it to my son. Well, there's the cylinder. This is the setup that was on here when I got the tractor, and that's not a bad looking setup. This piece here is aluminum. I'm not really sure why that's aluminum, but nonetheless, somebody else made that. It does look like it's a bad operation. Looks like they've got different holes here for different positions that I guess different ranges of lift or whatever you want to do. So, but whatever the load will be down here, be a chain hooked here, and you pull the lever, that cylinder goes out, and this thing will pick up. That's how they had it picking up the mower deck that was under it, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and hook it up and try it out. So to finagle around my lines, I just scavenged that line off of the setup they had on there. Like I say, it's just hanging out there. I don't have the solenoid, so what I'll do, I'll get the deck under it and hook the chain up to it, and I'll just sit up on the tractor and I'll hold the valve. Well, the valve will be back this way, and I'll just run a hot to here to kick the motor in, and we'll make sure she's got power to pick up. So once we get that figured out, if everything's good, then I'll go ahead and work on getting the line secured down nice and safe and out of the way and looking snazzy. So that's where we're at. So that there, for what they had on here, isn't a bad setup. The pump, however, you'd have to go back in one of the other videos. I just, little to be desired. So. There we go. Put that little apparatus in there. Chains go down. So it has power to lift. So now we can proceed forward with getting the line routed down securely, make it look fancy. We'll get the solenoid on the pump, and whenever I get the alternator on and a gauge and the right switch, and get everything wired up and get that all tucked away looking snazzy. And I think I'm going to mount, this line will be tucked in here use a big heavy piece of angle in here, and I've got a ammo can I'm going to hang off the side for a toolbox. So that'll be pretty neat. And then get my knob made, and the plow is going to, that thing hooks up way in the back there, and that's where the deck hinges. So the plow, I actually, you know, might utilize those brackets back there and let the plow arms come down through here, and then the plow hang out off the front of the tractor, and then just the way they have that, I'll just have the chains so they will hook up somewhere in the middle on the plow, and the plow will raise the very same way. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, those brackets there, I don't know if they're meant to handle, they're pretty heavy duty, but they're only fastened in 2 places. I don't know if they'll handle the plow pushing or not. I don't imagine this tractor has enough horsepower to break it. So, but yeah, somewhere in there, that's pretty much, we're done proved everything, so we're good. We can go ahead and start buying some more parts. So I'm pleased. I will tell you that mower deck was an ignorant bugger to get under there, man. And that thing was nothing nice. I need to think of a way to crib up some blocks or something and drive over the daggone thing, because boy, that was ignorant getting her under there. So, but now that it's on her, I might try a crack at a little melon tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. So, but that's it. We got the pump all squared away. I'll do a real quickie with the knob on there, and then that'll be it. A lot bigger than it needs to be, but oh well. Kind of more or less a joke anyways, because I like I say, I just made that out of just something to do. Wanted to do it, had it, and I don't know, my son will get a kick out of it. It's kind of funny.